Everyone keeps waiting for housing to crash, for prices to finally come back to earth, for that magical moment when homes become affordable again. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Housing doesn't stay expensive by accident. It stays expensive because the system is designed so that it almost can't get cheaper. And once you see the math, you can't unsee it. Over the last few years, housing prices exploded. Then interest rates jumped. Monthly payments doubled. Buyers vanished. So naturally, people expected prices to fall. But instead, prices mostly just froze. They wobbled. They stalled. And then, in many places, they quietly started rising again. That wasn't a glitch. That was the system doing exactly what it's built to do. At first glance, housing looks simple. People need somewhere to live. More supply should lower prices. Higher prices should attract builders. Eventually, things balance out. That's Econ 101. But housing doesn't behave like phones, cars, or coffee. Because housing isn't just shelter. It's leverage. It's collateral. It's retirement. It's the backbone of the modern financial system. And that changes everything. Once a home becomes an asset, prices don't just reflect demand. They reflect debt. Most homes aren't bought with cash. They're bought with borrowed money. And the amount people can pay is not set by income. It's set by credit conditions, interest rates, loan terms, down payment rules, government guarantees. When credit gets easier, prices rise. When credit tightens, prices don't fall much, transactions just disappear. Because sellers don't want to sell for less than they owe. And this is where the trap starts to close. Let's say prices start dropping. Who feels the pain first? Not renters. Not first-time buyers. It's homeowners with mortgages. A real drop in prices means negative equity. More people owe more than their homes are worth. Defaults rise. Banks take losses. And here's the part nobody likes to say out loud. Modern economies cannot tolerate widespread housing losses. Because housing debt is everywhere. It's in banks. It's in pension funds. It's in insurance companies. It's in government-backed loan programs. A serious housing crash doesn't just hurt homeowners. It threatens the plumbing of the financial system. So when prices wobble, the response isn't, let them fall. It's, stop the bleeding. When housing weakens, support quietly shows up. Central banks cut rates. Governments extend loan terms. Down payment requirements loosen. Tax incentives appear. Zoning reform moves slowly, if at all. These policies don't feel like bailouts. But they are. They don't make homes cheaper. They make higher prices financeable. Instead of lowering prices, the system stretches time. 30-year mortgages become 40. Payments get spread thinner. Debt grows larger. Prices stabilize, but affordability doesn't improve. At this point, someone says, just build more. And yes, supply matters. But here's the problem. Most homeowners are also voters. And voters don't want prices to fall. They want stability. They want their equity protected. They want their biggest asset to keep working. So supply increases are slow, limited, and often designed not to threaten existing prices. The system doesn't optimize for affordability. It optimizes for price preservation. There's one more force doing a lot of work behind the scenes. Inflation. When prices rise across the economy, housing doesn't need to get cheaper. It just needs to get less expensive relative to everything else. Wages creep up. Nominal prices stay high. Over time, affordability is fixed, without prices ever falling. On paper, nothing breaks. In reality, buyers absorb the cost. Housing never resets. It just waits. The irony at the center of it all. Here's the strange irony. The policies meant to make housing safe, stable prices, protected banks, predictable mortgages, are the same ones that make housing permanently expensive. The system can survive unaffordable homes. What it can't survive is falling ones. So the choice gets made quietly, over and over again. Protect the system. Delay the pain. Push the cost forward. This is why every generation feels like they just missed the window. Because they did. Not because homes used to be cheap. But because the system hadn't fully locked in yet. Once housing becomes a pillar of national wealth, debt, and political stability, it stops behaving like a normal market. So when people ask, when will housing finally get cheaper? They're asking the wrong question.
Here we are.
The real question is this. If affordable housing requires prices to fall, and falling prices threaten the entire system, who, exactly, is that system designed to protect?